r/ask Reddit. What are some small things people do that disgust you? Coughing without covering their mouths. I have a teacher who's a germaphobe, and she insists on coughing out in the open because she doesn't want to get the germs she's expelling onto herself. It's ducking maddening. Then say to them you won't cover your mouth either, or anybody else in the class. How does she feel about 30+ people coughing on her rather than just herself? The biggest way to tell if something is a dong move. What happens if everyone else did it? I saw a lady pick her eye crust and then eat it once. That is one of the most vile things I've ever heard. I just entered this thread and read this and now I am leaving it. It's been fun. Chewing with the mouth open. It makes me want to smack them in their mouth. Noisy mouth open chewing. Duck, kill me now. Noisy chewing in general. Just don't. Please. If your chewing is audible from more than a meter away, you're doing it wrong. Not shower. The freedom of university and college is nasty, so it's a choice between smelling good and getting 5 minutes of sleep. It gets worse as these people spray themselves with cheap perfume body spray, smelling like garbage soaked flowers or sporty skunks, and I have to stand by them in an overcrowded bus. Brings me back. I had a great assistant in college that didn't shower. He helped run one of the labs. If you got stuck, you had to ask yourself, should I fail this part of the lab or smell Ivan? This reminds me of a science teacher I had called Dr. Meek. Her breath smelled exactly like dog shit. Very strongly. She would hover over students and breathe in our faces. One day my friend and I bought a travel-size toothpaste and a travel-size mouthwash. Wrapped them up, wrote her name on the package and left it in the lab. For the next few days her breath improved, but then it went back to normal again. Listening to music without headphones in public. When I was in school, 5 years ago, the douchebags had their music on full blast on their phones. Annoying, but still ignorable. Now they upgraded to rather powerful Bluetooth speakers, which is just amazingly ignorant. Nah, the Bluetooth speakers are usually unsecured. You can hijack them more often than not. When people walk onto an elevator before letting other people walk off. I'm a bigger guy. When in an elevator I like to stand right in the middle of the door with my nose almost touching. The door opens and I have had people walk right into me without even looking up. After they bounce off, look up, and apologize. I say excuse me and walk out. Bigger guy too. Might start doing this. Please. For all of us small folk, I stand right at the entrance. I work in a 2-story building, and somebody almost walking into K and then just staring while waiting for me to move happens twice a day. Talk to me when I'm reading or have headphones on. My boyfriend is trying to sleep on the train with his headphones on. I just tapped him, got him to take them off and told him your comment. He hates me now. You're evil, and I love it. Piss all over the toilet seat. Or flush. Or wash their damn hands. Urine is sterile. Then let me piss on your ass. Then. I was raised in a barn. My manners shouldn't be better than yours. I'll usually loudly say something about it in hopes they'll hear it and get embarrassed and to warn other guys that that stall is a goddamn mess. I work in retail and I hate it when I say hello to a customer and they completely blank you. Not even a small nod in my direction. Also shouting for an employee to help them when they are at the other side of the store. See, I try to acknowledge the hello, but I find that a lot of time I'll look back to find the person who said hello and they're looking down or away and I start questioning if I'm hearing things or something. Lack of spatial awareness. Some people seem to have no idea they're blocking a pathway when they decide to suddenly stop and take out their phone in the middle of a busy street. Not flushing your shit. Ugh. Honestly, I don't understand why people don't flush public toilets. It's literally the easiest thing to do. It's honestly disgusting to open a stall door and see someone's business just sitting there. I use my foot to flush to prevent touching the handle. I have come to the conclusion that the culprit mostly is people who just don't stick around long enough to make sure the flush is effective and everything goes down the way it should. When people don't pick up after their dogs. I mountain bike a lot, and the worst are the ones who bag it but leave it on or near the trail. I mean, I get that maybe someone doesn't want to carry around a bag of crap, but you've done 80% of the work bagging it. If you're not going to dispose of it properly, might as well leave it on the ground despite how bad it is for groundwater. At least when left out it can start decomposing. My old roommate would always forget to put the cap back on his toothpaste. Like, who does that? A synth, that's who. Throwing fast food out of the car. Not too long ago I was behind an old Focus at a red light. The passenger door opens and out drops a KFC bag right in the middle of the road. I drove beside them and confronted the tramps about it. The scum are so arrogant that they actually argued back. How can you argue when you're clearly in the wrong? Throwing any trash out of a car annoys me. Like, is it that much of an inconvenience to have a chocolate wrapper in your car for a bit that you have to throw it out of the window? People licking their phone to clean it. Da fuck. Number 1 thing. Tossing cig butts out the car window. Infuriating. You write like Trump, lol. Not bothering to put on deodorant. It's not expensive at all and it takes like 5 seconds to scrub it into your dirty old pits. There's no reason to not put it on. Some cultures don't use deodorant. I work in IT. Trust me, I know. You ever just glance in people's cars in crowded parking lots? So many people are content to just sit in little trash baked in a hot sun for an hour a day. You don't need to all it. And we've each had our share of fries while driving. But throw that shit out. There's a guy in my town that I don't know how that A can get in and out of the car and B, it's legal for him to drive. It's jam-packed floor to ceiling. Front windshield to rear windshield garbage except for the driver's seat. Hate it when people brag about helping other people. It seems like they cheapen the act by making sure that you know what they did. I am glad, at least, that they are helping people, but I think they do it to feel like they are better than everyone else. On the flip side, a guy asked me why I was making coffee at work on my break. Since I had a cup already, was gonna give it to the homeless guy outside because he's a cool guy and he's got some troubles. So he says to me, if you're gonna do something for him, do more. Go buy him a sandwich or something. He won't want some weak shit coffee. That just made me feel bad. Driving carelessly. I can't believe how few people understand how inherently dangerous driving cars is, and then they multiply the risks by paying minimal attention to the road. My grandfather taught me how to drive. I will never forget what he said to me before handing me the keys in a deserted parking lot. A car is a weapon whether you intend to kill someone or you don't. Pay attention and don't be an a-hole. Spit everywhere. Along with the build-up noise of clearing their throat. I gag listening to it every time. People who don't shower after the gym. Sitting down for a minute to cool off is fine. But if it's been like 3 hours and you're starting to stink up the room, then it's a problem. I would generalize this to simple lack of body odor awareness. If you just hit the gym and don't smell, I don't care. If you just showered and still smell like garbage, you should probably go get that checked out. Clipping nails at their desk. Yep. Wish my office had a no clipping policy, but no. That sound drives me crazy, and that's even without the prospect of clippings flying over the cubicle wall. People, just take care of your grooming and hygiene at home where it belongs. Littering. Seeing people drop things on the ground intentionally makes me think it would be justifiable to shoot them on the spot. They obviously have no respect for themselves, their peers or their environment, and littering is surely just the tip of the iceberg that is their rotten soul. Closing the lift door when they can see that you're rushing to enter it. First day of my old job, I tried to press the hold door button for someone senior who was speeding up to make the lift, and just made eye contact with me. Of course, I accidentally pressed the close door button. At the supermarket, when someone decides they don't want a certain product anymore and just puts it on the nearest shelf. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.